Hi, my name is Kennita Ballard. I'm a 6th grade ELA teacher at Olmstead Academy North. I use the workshop approach because I think that's the most type of an authentic environment for learning. It's not the only one, but when we look at what's happening today with this push to get our learners to be 21st century members of society and 21st century students, sitting them in rows is not it. The teacher lecturing at front is not it. That's not what the workforce looks like. That's not what higher education looks like. So with that being said, the workshop model just really makes what we're doing real here. And it's not about me and my classroom. It's about the us, and it's about the learning, and it's about the we. And just with that being said, the vast majority of our learners here have large deficits in their learning. So students are all over the place with what they're coming into in the classroom with. The workshop model gives me the time and space to focus in on a skill to be able to support that student and their journey. So it allows me to have some personalization elements as well.
Around, Dagan would like to share his email as he is about to send us off. And we want to make sure that we can help him and support him. So 10 seconds, gather around, we drive past there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you stay there, baby. What's your shoe name? Okay, loves. So Dagan's topic is focused on the environment. He's saying that we need some type of recycling program throughout, like a mandatory consistent recycling program throughout Kentucky. So he's actually going to be working with and writing Lauren Neiman. She's said this again and again. So I love her. She's the environmental science teacher of the year.
I developed the classroom community from just my own experience with my family, where in my family it's very much key that we talk together and that we're kind together and that we love up on one another. And the same thing, my classroom is a family. The classroom is my family. We are all brothers here, the students. So it's that familial type like culture is very, very important and influences the formation of the community that I have in the classroom.
What is ultimately the significance of our initial claim? What is the problem that's being solved by my claim? Or how is this a problem that my claim is bringing attention to? Okay? For example, if Ms. Ballard were to talk about uniforms, I would say, for my claim, students should be required to wear uniforms because it's a matter of professionalism. To turn that into a subclaim, I would say this solves the problem of students not being prepared for the workforce when they get older. Okay? So what I want you to do is
Prepared the lesson actually based off of the feedback that I get from the students. So I utilize standards-based grading, and when I'm looking at their work and we're looking at their proficiencies, it's the students' works that's informing me of, okay, I need to stop and pull this group. I need to check in on this individual. Basically, they influence what the lesson looks like for that day, that week. And the amount of kids that I have that understand something versus the ones who don't understand, that tells me how much time to invest into a certain concept or skill. So tomorrow is actually going to be a whole group lesson because the vast majority of us across the board, we're really struggling with this concept of including evidence in our writing. Well, using it in a relevant and sophisticated manner, not just there's some evidence. So whereas today I had students in different places, I knew, okay, well then I need to respect that and let my students work at their own pace and in their different places. My student that has a mastery of a certain skill, why do they need to have that same lesson again and again and hold themselves back? Their growth needs to be respected and where they're at needs to be respected. So that's how that was formed. And with the workshop model, always there's that concern of, are the students actually doing their work? Because they have a lot of autonomy in the classroom. They get to choose where they sit. They get to choose how they're going to do their work, by if it's independently or with a partner. So that's always a concern. But you just knowing that and anticipating that, just make sure that you have your systems in place where you can regulate and monitor your students. And then when you build up that community actually can support some of those not necessarily productive behaviors, because the community members, they want to be successful, they can keep their peers in check, like, hey, let's get on track. And you saw that all in my second period, where I had a student off track and they're like, hey, let's get back on track. It's been positive overall, and it's not just here's a classroom and here's our learning. There's an internalization that's happening where they just don't feel like I'm writing, they feel like writers. They just don't feel like this is a project I'm doing. They feel like I'm an empowered, a civic individual, and I have something to do. So the workshop model really supports those internalization factors. And because, again, the students do have voice and choice in how they engage with their task, because it's of their own choosing, there's that buy-in and that engagement already there. And then because I can monitor the data and I can monitor and track progress, achievement's gone up because students are getting quick, rapid feedback.